Yeah, the day of doom. Second is just 7:43. Yeah, we live already. We live already, right? We live.
Yeah, so we back again. Let's have a laugh. Anyway, drop something more shine, you know what I mean? Any more shine was so. Still pushing on as the scripture said. Present our body as a living sacrifice, you know what I mean? We come out, we face the weather, face all the things out here, you know what I mean? The elements, we come out, God, we come out, we face the elements. So it's still out here, you know what I mean? Still.
Yeah, because hey, there's a small thing.
Right?
There's a small thing compared to disciples and Yahushua when you got you. You know, change the ring is a small thing.
Is that like a picture?
Yeah, like a picture.
The second is just 16 verse 17.
Yeah.
Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days?
God, like that. It's just crying out. He said, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? That right there is talking about that new generation right there. But after now, nobody can answer that scripture. Elders below that and all of them are Christian and they can't answer that until why say that? Then they don't even believe in that. They don't believe in the Bible anymore.
It says, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death.
When you're talking about Jacob's trouble. Read on.
So like yeah, they say they have an acronym Bible Basic Instructions for Life before leaving Earth, but they don't read the instructions.
These people are living the off-rail band.
Only leading people to that trap there. Watch out yourself
They make up their own thing every day. They make up their own philosophy. They just don't like the scripture.
They hate instruction.
They hate instruction.
Now why Israel keeps saying we're not under the laws, we're under grace because you don't want nobody to tell them they could be a Batman and come to the church and do whatever the hell they want. Hey, pastor can have sex with their wife and it's no problem.
They don't be like quiet now, pastor.
They don't like order, they hate order. You can see that come long time I see that boy. They say, you know what they say? They say basically they're a robot then. Yeah? Yes, maybe they're a robot.
Hosea 8 verse 3. As Israel that cast off the thing that is good, the enemy shall pursue it.
Yeah, cast off the thing that is good, cast off the law. And that's why the enemy gonna pursue him now. During the time of Jacob's trouble, Isaiah 28 and 15. You understand? So the enemy gonna come after them. When you leave off this truth here and truly have no protection, you actually cast off Psalm 24 and 7. You say now you don't want that protection. I have my own force, I can do my own thing. When Carter say, you roll with JC, I have 24 disciples. You say you bad and you know that cool. Let me see where you could do now in the time of Jacob's trouble. Let me see where you're gonna call on for help. You're gonna be like that man in army for me. You're gonna call all kind of gods. Because you are truly have no faith in nothing. You're gonna call all kind of gods to try to save you. But the only God who can, as you should say, I that speaketh in righteousness, mighty to save. You understand? That is Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, according to his name. He is the deliverer. No other God, the scripture said, none can deliver from his hand. So if he's the one who brings the evil, guess what? You can't nobody can deliver from that evil other than him. Alright? Go ahead.
And we will say the cast off the law. That was back then Adam, that was Adam cast off the law. Basically, you couldn't force us and tell it you could do it on your own.
Yeah, you understand?
You know? You follow after the woman.
Like you have that fear.
God. That's what Jake with it yesterday. They feel they don't come to be under no orders. The cats are really low. So what? The enemy pursue him. And look at where he, look at condition he in now. Watch what the enemy do there. The enemy push him in ghettos. They put him under subjection. But you know what? Guess what? Jake don't like order. White man have you under order now. So you know what? One side to rule over here. One side say okay. I'll put your enemy over here then.
So one white man have you on and he says order, which is chaos.
Which is God. So now look at Jake. Watch how Jake is going. Yeah. The tight pants are tall boots. That's your swag. Jake is finishing. Jake's finishing. Jake finishing. What?
Revelation chapter 11, verse 8.
Yeah.
Says, "On the dead bodies
Shall
lie in the streets of the great city."
that's dead. They are spiritual dead. Shall lie the great city, which is America.
Right.
And a lot of you jakes now out here, right? You're following the ways of America. They can say there's a little America out here. Because that's what all the dead right now.
And if they move actually have I don't know if it's a late, but I won't say move actually have a social liberty inside that.
Exactly.
Because she must say war to the night go up to Egypt for help. Say Egypt will get shit. But they love Egypt, they love America. They love Babylon the Great. You understand? And when America be destroyed, guess what? You know why? You know why she like the Statue of Liberty? Somebody give her Ecclesiasticus 25:22. Alright? And Jeremiah 2, where they say, we say we are lords. You understand? The word liberty. The Statue of Liberty is actually, I think it's a Roman word. Libertas. You understand? Basically like with this.
That woman, this man, just as the Statue of Liberty, and like the pulling chip, and chip off and lock up. What is his name again? What's the man name by it? Oh, no.
Somebody started reading.
Yes, because it's right.
Go ahead.
Two.
Select.
It says a woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, it ends and must be put.
Yeah, and that is Israel. Israel maintain the Most High, do the sacrifices, praying unto the Lord. Alright, giving the Lord his praise. Praise the Lord for every single thing depending on the Lord. Israel don't want to do that, so they said now we don't need the Most High no more. They feel there's some doctrine where if you don't pray to the Lord gonna diminish. They realize it is you diminishing. Alright? Israel don't want to serve the Most High. Now the scripture say with your mouth you honor him.
Yeah,
Or you
with your
people
mouth.
going in church talk about love God, you love Jesus. You only love Jesus because really and truly Jesus still do whatever you want. But with the Lord you have Hashem, you Hashem, don't work so. You do what he wants, or you die. Alright? So that is why I say no honor, no lawyer, on that grace. But according to scripture, it says, blessed is he that keepeth his commandments.
Right.
Alright? Paul said, I had not known adultery except the Lord said, thou shalt not lust. I had not known lust until the Lord said, thou shalt not commit adultery. Alright? So we still have to live according to the law. Now the scripture talk about the new covenant. What is the new covenant? The Lord put the laws in the inward parts. Alright? Go ahead.
Nahum chapter 3 verse 1. Woe to the bloody city, it is full of lies.
Yeah, it's full of lies. The Lord said, you cannot knowledge or truth, no mercy in the land. The bloody city is full of lies. You understand?
Just to back up.
Right, woe to the bloody city is full of lies
Right.
and robbery.
Yeah.
The prey departed not.
Yeah.
The noise of the whip, the noise of the rattling of the wheels,
Yeah.
and of the prancing horses and the jumping chariots.
Right. So this place is wicked. Get Habakkuk 2 and 12.
Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 12.
Read it.
Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establisheth a city by iniquity.
Yeah, what America did. So-called white man. He established a city by blood. And he murdered the
Natives.
Native Americans. He came to that land and murdered them to actually establish his own city. Yeah.
Numbers 35, 33.
Yeah.
Says, so he shall not pollute the land
You know.
wherein he are.
Yeah.
For blood it defileth the land,
Right.
and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
Right. So that kills that God is not madness.
It says Jeremiah 22 and 13.
Right.
Woe to them that buildeth his house by unrighteousness
That
and his chambers by wrong,
do that. Like America. Well, you know,
and useth his neighbor's service without wages, and giveth him
hold on. He uses his neighbors, which is the Israelites. He uses his neighbor's service
without wages.
because they had all the Israelites in slavery, just as Egypt, and they never paid them. America was actually built on top of on the backs of the slaves that was brought to America. Also the native that live on that land. Read it back again, huh?
It says, woe, Jeremiah 22 and 13.
Read it.
Woe to them that buildeth his house by unrighteousness.
Like America. We know how America established that land. We know how they get that land. How could that be in the scripture? Read on.
And his chambers by wrong, that uses his neighbor's service without wages, and giveth him not for his work.
But there are places that are built. I think the built on the very a lot of places right there. Kind of how they actually have slaves buried there.
Yeah, it have right here in Trinidad, the red house built up on the native, the Caribbean Isle. The red house built up on native bones.
Where I live in, somewhere I live in San Grande, and we say that in Spanish that is big blood. The big is that big blood straight out of that zone. Why the name is big blood? And it's a San
And this thing, and then he says that by big blood.
Yeah, chicken. Treason.
That's why he keeps saying big
Big
blood.
blood.
That's where he gets from there.
That's where
Yeah.
he gets from, because
And he actually don't know what that means.
No, he know. No, he might know.
He might know.
Yeah, but them is roots, man. He might know.
Yeah, but actually he call it a big blood.
But he ain't gonna know that the native that was killed was Israelites. He ain't gonna know that part, but he gonna know the history of the town. But them is intelligent men, you know. Them men well schooled, you know. You know, it's just that they keep what so-called cultural and keep cultures. But they really,
sing them kind of song.
Yeah.
Sing it.
but they really unconscious to the truth.
To the truth, kind.
Go ahead, I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah. It's from big blood.
One blood.
It's a sandwich. So it's a small blood. So it's a big blood and small blood. Big blood shed by God is blood in Native America. You understand? That blood bad. Don't like what? Don't like everything right now. That's why they live in San Grande.
This is Malachi chapter 3 verse 5. And I will come near to you to judgment, and I will be a swift witness against the sorcerers, against the adulterers, against the false swearers, against those that oppress the hirelings in his wages, and the widow and the fatherless, and that turn aside the stranger from his right and fear and turn aside the stranger from his right, knit. Yeah? And fear not me, said the Lord of hosts.
Yeah, so basically, the most I stop at the piece of some men.
Huh.
So basically, they don't really pay the most because they see people or something they like to drug me.
And what that happened because the people, the law, so the most I said me against them. Why the back?
Somebody do that.
Deuteronomy chapter 22 verse 15. But Joshua waxed fat.
Yeah, Joshua. Alright, Joshua is another name for Israel. You understand? Well,
Thou art waxen fat. Thou art grown thick. Thou art covered with fat.
covered with fatness, they become lords. You understand? They become lords. Go ahead.
Then he forsook the Most High, which made him like esteem the rock of his salvation.
Yeah, you like your esteem, the rock of your salvation, so they forgot the fear of the Lord. That is what going on with Israel, they forgot the fear of the Lord. Because from small, I ain't know about here, but I know it for sure, like when I'm growing up in Simpson, 110 they will tell you, hey, every time you do something, they will tell you, hey, God will punish you. So from a little child, they put that fear of the Most High in you.
Here too.
Yeah,
I get that too, yeah.
Yeah, so they tell you, hey, God will punish you, don't do that. So you know, like, hey, or God will strike you down. So you're looking for lightning coming down low, hey, God will strike you down, but don't do that. And as you grow, the fear of the Most High come like Christmas to you. You're telling about Santa Claus, and then you're gonna realize, hey, somebody give me that in Nahum chapter 1 verse 11. You're gonna realize Santa Claus ain't real. So then, all they're telling you is God will punish you, but they ain't really breaking it down for you. So you're gonna see that fairy tale too. You understand?
Nahum chapter 1 verse 11.
Just say, hey, you punish them, but they understand where you're getting punished for. You understand? So I'm gonna get punished, and it's like with a dog, right? They say with a dog, like if you're gonna punish a dog for like they see the dog shit in house, and the dog done shit, but you see the shit, it don't make sense hitting the dog because the dog ain't gonna have no way hit him for. When it's doing the act, then it says you go to eye. Let me go do that. I'll get hit again. And then you say with that child, every child getting punished and don't know what getting punished for. It's like you grow up in the world, you commit adultery because we in the world is a child, basically. When you come into the street, you become a man, alright? You commit adultery in the world and you get punished, and you don't even take considering that, hey, it's because of this I get punished for. But only when you know, then they're gonna, hey, never go do that because most of them will deal with me. Alright? And that is what going on with Israel. Israel, they don't understand the fear of the Most High. Fear of the Most High, not in them.
And if I could say something real quick, that is how, the heathen, the blind, and the sick, whatever the case is. Because when we are out to the world, we are blind and whatever the case is, we don't survive, going through until the Most High use the apostles of the story, right? Like how Yahushua sent out his disciples, he tell them to be sick and dead, and that's what we're doing on a spiritual state. Right about now, we're basically dead or blind by physical kind of physical, but spiritually can't.
Where we call we recruiting from your dead works.
Hey, just so we get the blood. That when we get spiritual, we get the sin. But we are alive to righteousness. Which Yahushua is our life. And if we open up faith, immortality through Yahushua, not through Jesus, not through Christ, not through all these transparencies. You understand? Because we now forsake the Lord. Matter of fact, you don't forsake the Lord. Most of them put you on that bubble. You understand? Like how great the Lord is. You want to take these things, what he put you in that bubble. If you feel you deserve it, when we are true, if this fear get rid of your black eye. Yeah, you're not supposed to take it from your own self. Go ahead.
Have it. Nahum 1 and 11. Nahum 1 verse 11. There is some come out of thee that imagineth evil against the Lord, a wicked counselor. Thus saith the Lord, though they be quiet, and likewise many, yet thus shall they be cut down, when he shall pass through. Though I have afflicted thee, I will afflict thee no more. For now will I break his yoke from off thee, and will...
So that's not what I want to, but I use verse 2 in Zephaniah 1 and 11.
Yeah,
But let's go ahead, verse 12, Zephaniah 1 and 12. He said, hey, don't be quiet. So they might have many truth, many same in GMS, they be quiet, but if you're taking Lord, that against the Lord, they have a shimmy and shine. But guess what? The Lord tried hard. So when the Lord coming, guess what? They're going to be taken down. Scriptures talk about some men saying we will be beforehand or after. So when you see men sort of fall off, then they are saying, alright, cool. Most I take them out. You understand? Because it might be known until we get kicked out or we get for. Like make it look like somebody who fed them, but really and truly, he was not mine up to say, nah, this ain't for me. Understand? Wasn't mine up. Understand?
Zephaniah chapter 1 verse 11. Howl ye, inhabitants of Maktesh. Howl ye, inhabitants of Maktesh. For all the merchant people are cut down.
Yeah, Maktesh was an ancient seaport. The scripture said thou art a mark unto all the nations, if I'm not mistaken. And that is America. America is a mark unto all these nations where you can go and trade, like Walmart. Like if you know all the marks come from America, Walmart, Kmart, this mark,
Price mark.
you understand? All the marks come from America. Scripture said thou art a mark unto many nations. So America is our main trading port. You understand? So you say what? It's cut off. You understand?
I have a precept to back you up. In Revelation chapter 18 verse 11. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore.
Yeah, no man anyone buy their merchandise anymore. Because why? Because the dollar gonna be gone away with it, and nobody's gonna want to use the US trade currency.
And ultimately they will be destroyed. America will be destroyed, eradicated. Yo, we'll finish Zephaniah.
Yeah, it's right.
Verse 12, Zephaniah 1 and 12. And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles, and punish the men that are settled on their lees, that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil.
Yeah, I just said, the Lord ain't gonna do good, that the Lord will do evil. He basically say the Lord is a pushover God. Because sentence against the evil act is not executed speedily. You actually taken that to your disadvantage, not your advantage. You're supposed to take it to your advantage in the sense of you do shit. I get fucked up right now, so I have time to repent. Alright, I have time to repent. But you know I ain't get fucked up, I'm not going to do it again. That is scripture said, all when the seeds are whoremonger, he will not leave off until he dies. And that is when every now we are like, yeah, I really fucked up. Understand? Because all the time when you deal with that, who scared me? As they said, walls have come past me. Who scared me? But the scripture said, why said Israel, the Lord scared me not some rocky paraphrase it. Don't say the Lord said heaven and earth. So to do shit, and in where do shit, then the Lord will forgiveness. He might forgive you. Might. But that's not a hope. Hope for his mercy. Don't continue being wicked and say, nah, everything's good.
Just step over that smoke, please. Just step over the smoke, please. We don't smoke and we don't inhale second-hand smoke. Must have a villain. Must have a villain.
The wicked lots of people. So I bring all this evil upon these people. So that wasn't evil. That was not bad time. Scripture said who gave Israel to robbers?
What them men make up so much time for them. No, they don't believe it.
King David said,
No, they don't believe in the scripture. They don't believe in the scripture serious.
What about precept?
So my people will have favor by taking away my word. Stop it. Stop
I
doing
know.
it.
Precept.
That's why scripture say that what word and word.
That's why the scripture say, hey, we are the people, we are all people within our heart. You understand? Because why? We keep in that test. Just like you show the book of Eli. Eli was a walking scripture. You understand? He could set scriptures. Because really and truly, we had the hearing Bible and we had no. So we could actually go to it and read it. But back then, the men never used to close their eyes. But if it, like Jeremiah, like in Jeremiah case with Habakkuk, don't tell him right and go and read that in front of them. But majority of the prophets, you should not go by word of mouth. Hey, the Lord said it, the Lord said that. When Paul of them was preaching, Paul of them was just quoting scriptures. Is it not written as it was written? But I just say, ah, but here, let me read this. Yahushua read one in the synagogue, and he said, this is the scripture from 50 years. But back then, them men was like walking to codification in scripture. Just spit scriptures just like that. And if you want to prove them right or wrong, hey, why look it up? But Israel now come out here and try to contend with the man of the Lord. And they don't even understand, they don't even know, hey, people out here be talking about John 3:16. They can quote that back to front. And I said back to front, for God to love you. So now when I quote John 3:16, they send them to go and find John 3:16, they like hold the Bible upside down and look for it. All they just is just word of mouth Israel is going. Word of mouth.
Emotions, how it make them feel.
You understand?
John 3:14.
Fathers always say, Moses lifted up the serpent. He will miss. Who did he live up the serpent to?
The whole wide world of Israel.
Now watch this, right? We're going to read Acts 2:21, right? And it shall come to pass.
Whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord.
Shall have salvation, even of Israel, hear his word. And we look up. No. Continue reading, continue. We don't have to continue reading.
The point reached.
Because first of all, when I call like precept, it didn't have no verse and chapters back then. It was just one long paragraph. So we have three prophets what we are doing. Read from Isaiah, first word of Isaiah to the last. Some of them are you go to where you want and they read it. You understand? That is it. You said the shortest verse in the scriptures is J.C. Webb. Then the shortest verse, you make it the shortest verse because you put another verse. But back then it wasn't a verse, it was just one long letter. That is it. What Paul wrote was letter. I think what I forget what Bible. It is the Medium Bible, I believe, was the first Bible they put in chapters and verses. Before that, the scrolls was just a long paragraph. So we can start and stop wherever the Spirit leads.
To prove that when they buy a Torah, how the Torah is.
You understand?
Yeah.
We can start and stop wherever the Spirit leads. Because when they're quoting John 3:16, they don't have to rely on it.
That really deep, you know, in meditation, when you think about it, because if it was to take chapter in consideration, Isaiah 28 and 9 and 10, what I tell you, line up, chapter upon chapter, line upon line, you understand? But when it said line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little and there a little, with stammering lips and stuttering tongue. Understanding.
You know, how you want to understand it? It's two to three steps, you don't read one precept and you understand it. It's something hard, too hard. You find like a
understand more than the angel because I kept thy precept. Yes, but kept the precept, which was supposed to be read. Right now we get understanding. So when basically saying the angel he's wiser than the angel, which is God himself. You know?
Those who have the eyes to see and the ears to hear will understand what you say.
Because when I say that to only ears to hear, because only the elect would understand what I'm saying.
You keep it that the most I will also be there in truth. And
Right.
stop here free, right?
Hey, that's a good point.
And stop here free, right? But where we out here, alright? When we out here with the scripture and say, somebody give
Isaiah chapter 61 verse 1. There's the spirit of Yahweh is upon me, because Yahweh has anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound.
Yeah. So now you see we did. It's in Isaiah chapter 61 verse 1. Let me see what Yahweh Shai said. This is Luke chapter 14 verse 17. And there was delivered unto him the book of the prophet Isaiah. And when he had opened the book, he found the place where it was written, the Spirit of Yahweh is upon me, because he had appointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He had sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recover sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised, to preach the acceptable year of the Lord. He never said chapter nor verse. He just went straight to we want and read we want. And that was it. But why Israel though? Oh, you gotta read high up and you gotta read low. No. Instructor never said that. That is why but they never understand the Bible. Hear a little.
You don't even understand that after the scriptures that the true form. You can use it here.
Somebody read Hosea 11 and 1.
You can understand
And
it here.
somebody read Matthew 2:14.
Hosea 11 verse 1. When Israel was a child, then I loved him and called my son out of Egypt.
And called my son out of Egypt, right? That's that. It's verse 13. It says, when Israel was a child, I loved him, I called my son out of Egypt. But the Lord did say Israel is his son. The Lord did set Israel in Egypt, and the Lord did call Israel out of Egypt. But let me hear how the prophet used the scripture. Well,
Matthew chapter 2 verse 15 says, and when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, arise and take the young child and his mother and flee to Egypt,
and flee to Egypt. Good.
and be thou there until I bring thee word.
Good.
For Herod will seek the young child to destroy him.
Good.
When he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night and departed into Egypt, and was there until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled.
That is what?
That it might be fulfilled, which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet, saying, out of Egypt have I called my son.
So wait. Nah, you gotta read high up. Because it might be talking about that. It don't matter what you think you're talking about. It's what the scriptures say talking about. That is when it was fulfilled. But you go and read Hosea 11 now and say, nah, that ain't talking about the Lord. It don't matter. Dummy. It's where the spirit say. So we bring it to that point. The spirit.
That's right.
That's why the scriptures is the most controversial book in the world.
With the John 3:16, right? I used to ask him to answer me. Break down John 11 and 50. Break it down for me.
Yeah.
When you bring John 3:16, break down John 11 and 50 for me.
I'll bring.
When
Yeah.
scripture say he manifests himself not unto us but unto the world.
Good.
John 17 and 19 he said, I pray for them.
They say he died for the nation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John.
But when Paul said, all the Jews that are in the world, you understand? So Paul even went to show who he went to talk to the Jews that are in the world.
And if God so loved the world, right? Why he say unless they see with the eyes and perceive and I should heal them? You understand? Because the most I don't want to heal them. So I thought he loved the whole world.
James 4:4.
Can.
The word is an enemy against the Most High.
So I love you when
Is an enemy. Yeah.
I came not for the world,
Everybody in the world.
but I came for them that thou givest me out of the world. I think that's how it goes. Yeah.
First John 2:15, love not the world.
You know what I mean?
Can. Most I make apple trees. I make different apples. You understand?
But you ain't too sure, nah? He might have make one apple as he saw who do the GMO and get it the friend. You ain't too sure. Because when I see what carrot's supposed to look like, it's nothing like what we have now. And watermelon and tomato.
It can't have only good in the world.
Hey,
It must have evil. It's a balance.
so like yeah,
Read that.
as I was doing a little farming too now, boy. So I was talking to a guy today and I was telling him the little trees I buy. He said, boy, he said no, but they buy the seeds. I said, alright, cool. I said, yeah, the seeds might cost $10 a bag and I get more. He said, boy, $10 a bag. He said, a bag of seeds, tomato seeds, is $800. I said, $800 for a bag of tomato seeds? I said, that had to be GMO. He said, hey, you know, I never think about that. I said, yeah. He said, well, no, this hybrid. I said, well, think about what you're saying. That had to be GMO. $800 for a bag of tomato seeds. Boy, the best tomatoes I ever get, bird shit it out, eh? Is bird eat tomatoes and shit the seeds, and I get some big, nice ruby tomatoes. Ever see them nice juicy tomatoes?
Don't fertilize them.
Yeah, they well, yeah.
Yeah, read it.
Yeah, this is Luke,
John.
sorry, John.
John 11:50.
Oh, yeah, John 11. Just alright. John 11 verse 50. John 11 verse 50. So like I repeat this so much. It says, "Nor consider that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people, and that the whole nation perish not." Go ahead. And this spake he not of himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Yahushua should die for the nation.
For that nation.
For that nation, Salakia, for that nation.
So what nation is that? What nation is that? So something wrong with John 3:16 then?
You gonna use that scripture and say that you're
Right?
I think Luke 24, when the disciples were talking to Yahushua, this is who we believe that would have delivered Israel. Right? So, and then again, really and truly, if you just read Luke 1 and 68, when talk delivered from there, because remember Matthew 1 and 21, right? It says what we shall say to people from their sins.
His people.
Hey, now when you look up the word hybrid, right? It says a mixture of two different kinds, right? And it say one of the word for it is mongrel. You look up mongrel means a mixed breed dog, or a person of not of pure race. So anything that's not pure. So it can never
Be better.
or it can never be pure thing.
Yeah. Now when the Lord, going back into the Lord said not to ask children by these other nations.
No, Jake's so funny, right? Jake was, he was a mixed child, but he was pure breed dog. He was a pure breed dog, but he was a mixed child.
And what did the Lord say?
Jake
That's supposed to sow your land with diverse seeds? That's supposed to sow with diverse
He
seeds?
was a pure breed pit bull.
Already mixed with the bull. Them did mix up to get
This precept is Tobit chapter 13 verse 3. It says, "Confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he hath scattered us among them." Right? Confess Yahushua amongst the children, amongst the Gentiles, ye children of Israel. Why he didn't say the whole world?
For the precept he say choose one plant, one leaf.
Mixing a dog and goat.
But so with if 523, choose one point. That'd be preceptive.
So they how for holding the reins.
Yeah.
So they how about shimmy out shy, so that.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what read something because you know that. But I was saying it will be everybody. This is John 12, verse 17. It says the people therefore that was with him when he called Lazarus out of the grave and raised him dead bear record. He says, for this cause the people also met him, for they had heard that he had done this miracle. The Pharisees therefore said among themselves, perceive ye how you prevail nothing. Behold, the world is going after him. But guess what? The whole world didn't see that miracle with Lazarus. That was Israel.
What precept is that again?
John 12. Yes, sir. So that surely it could never be the whole world. Because the whole world wasn't there. It was Israel. Yeah, John 12.
John 12 what?
John 12 and 17 to 20. Because if you read 20 it says, and there were certain Greeks among them that came to worship at the feast. We look at the word is Helen. And where is that Helen? And Greeks speaking Jew. So now why would the Greeks now come to the feast? Why would the Greeks come to worship at the feast? You understand? These look just like this. You understand? People smiling at him.
Yeah.
Why would he, and that was really the time for the ministry of the Gentiles. That was when the house shy tell them to raise the temple Judah first. So why would the Greeks come now to keep the feast? Because it was a custom for them to come and keep Passover. Because why they were Israelites. So when he said the whole world, he was talking about what the Israelites.
And I think the scripture said no change, I shouldn't touch Passover.
Exactly.
This is Isaiah chapter 45 verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
World without end. Now when you read verse 16.
Verse 16. They shall be ashamed and also confounded, all of them. They shall go.
Yeah, like Nate, Bubble like Blackfish, Johanna, alright, all them Christ worshippers, they're gonna be ashamed. Go ahead.
They shall go to confusion together that are makers of idols.
Go ahead.
Verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai.
Yeah, because he's our salvation, our king. Go ahead.
With an everlasting salvation.
Yeah, we're gonna come, we sure we're gonna be saved. Sticks and stones can't do nothing but break your bones. Go ahead.
Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded.
Yeah, we're gonna be ashamed because we know Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is our God and he lives. Go ahead.
That's right.
World without end.
World without end. When you look up that word, go back to the Hebrew word Iwala, which means forever. Forever without end. So it's many different words. So which word you really want to talk about? You understand? They just they didn't even translate. They just put one word for, I think it's 11 different words in the Bible, and just put one English word. Trying to take away from the meaning and the essence of the word and the scripture.
Sorcery. This is Malachi chapter 3 verse 6. For I am your...
Let me say this. If you ever find a Hebrew version of the New Testament and you read John 3:16, world and everlasting life in the Hebrew is the same word. It's the same word in Hebrew, Iwalam. When you read for God so loved the world, it's Iwalam, and everlasting life is Iwalam. But in English, you have everlasting life and you have word. And I just to show you how to go, you dig to find the truth.
So when you look up the word witchcraft, or yeah, it goes into what? Sorcery or enchantment. So the language is a sorcery and an enchantment is a spell. Yeah, a spell is the next word they use too. You understand? Have them. I live in the grace of God. I live in the grace of God. What the word grace is. What the grace is. To be grace, to be found in the grace. The Greek word is charis, which means to be well favored. How is be well favored in the sight of the Most High? By keeping His commandments. So you had to keep the commandments. The only commandment done away with is the sacrificial law, because Yahweh was the ultimate sacrifice. That's why I said the other day in the video that we do. Ask a Christian, why did the veil rent when Yahushua died. Because the scripture says the veil in the temple rent. Because he represented the veil. He broke the partition between us and the Most High.
This is Hebrews chapter 11 verse 3. Right? It says, through faith we understood that the worlds, with the S, were framed by the word of the Most High. So he says, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. So he said worlds.
And that's the thing, you don't understand Genesis. Because Genesis is not the beginning of all creation. It's the beginning of this planet. Heaven, which is the whole zone, and the ground, Aratiza. Because the name of the planet is not Earth. Earth is where you can dig up Earth. As the brother sees a plant, he dig up Earth every day and proceed with it. That is Earth. Aratiza, land, soil, that is Earth. The name of the planet is Aidan. So he was in the beginning, the Lord created it and the earth. Now I was talking about this planet. I wasn't talking about all you, because you never hear him say, and he created the angels, and he created the sun, and he created the chariots. You never hear nothing like that. He was just talking about this planet.
And he created other men before he created Adam.
Exactly. He never had no first man. It never had no first man. It was about the two men and women.
I tell you that right there, but you have to do away with the sorcery and deal with the root. You understand?
They don't like truth. They don't like truth. They don't like truth. They just go with it talk and they go with that.
This is Hebrews chapter 1 verse 2. And in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he had appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds.
Yeah. And Psalms is saying the Lord created the earth and the world.
When you can say, it's about world in jail, it's animal world. It's about
Sea World, Disney World.
Yeah, that is Sea World, Disney World. That's the first world. Who made the world? The material world. That is material world.
The crazy world, the buckle world.
Yeah. It's in a man in his own world.
Congregation of the Dead world.
A man in his own world, yeah? That is going to show you more than one world.
A football world, basketball world, cricket world.
Sports world. Gambling world. That's different world.
World, when you go into the word cosmos, world, that means cosmos, is a group or society of homogeneous people. When you look up the word homogeneous, they're guided by the same laws.
Right.
So Esau and the Edomites and whoever wants to believe in the pioneer law, they're going after Esau rules, Esau laws. So they're in that world. That's why the scripture said, be ye in the world but not of the world. We are in a different world. Right? You ain't go here, we talking about the club. You ain't go here, we talking about the next big concert. We study our conversation, study spiritual about the precepts and the prophecies. You understand?
Whosoever, it's so easy. If it's a whole school, you're in a school and you're teaching a classroom, and you talk to the students, think that whosoever has this class going on to the next class, you ain't talk to the whole school. Let's talk to the cosmos. That classroom, that is the change the whole school.
And you're going to have a student in that class who in his own world. Because why? Because he not skilled in academics, right? Because the word educate means is what educare to bring forth. He might be skilled with his hands, so you might put him in a trade and he'll succeed in that trade. Because that's what actually in him. Because in a previous life, he was a tradesman, a carpenter, a welder, whatever it might have been, a artisan.
You can notice when Esau is this whole educational system is a trap. That's what Esau. You know why I say that? Because if you watch Kings, true story. With the guy who
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Say it. Oh, not everybody say it yet.
yeah, with the Secretary of Defense, the guy who he chose, he said, I know everything about him. I studied him before I choose him. And that was easy what they do. If he says just go to the business or sciences, and they come to that side and realize they can come up on a certain level, he will
take you out.
He set up certain academic level like certain institutions, and he will get you out from this to bring it into his. Basically, just grooming it to come and serve his purpose.
Fraternity. When they now, when they excelling, that's how they choose and put in a fraternity, and they show that in the movie Ex Machina too, where the man was working for the company, right? And the man built the robot after his likeness, studying his behavioral pattern, and then studying the porn that he used to be watching, and he built a robot, and the robot actually seduced him.
Just to see how it's talking about the same thing brother is now talking about. Because really and truly, when you go into the school system, all they're doing is basically training you how to be the perfect slave for them. You understand?
Yes.
Because really and truly, when it is you have a trade, you don't have to really pay taxes on the cases, they don't tax you. Because when you're working for them, they tax you on the cases.
So like, yeah, I want to add to that. Spiritually, when you watch it, they grew in here to be a perfect slave. Here what? They actually, because they know that we are, remember, Esau know that we are reincarnated bodies. Like the apostles is bringing out. The Roman Senate, right, is what we have in America, rule in America today. So they was actually pointing out that wow, that Trump could have been one of the Caesars. You understand? So the school, huh? Yeah, I can't remember which one I heard the apostles say that they thought he was. But the schooling, right? And like the section and not pulling it out and putting it into the fraternities, right? Because they already know that these spirits reincarnated, these spirits come back and they right. So it's like a natural selection. It's a selection process. Right? They put us all through one basic format. And those that peak to the top, in the eyes of the world, they are success, but actually they are success in wickedness because they was here doing wickedness before. So it had a reason why the Most High had some of us fail through some or let's learn certain things, because he didn't want us to be part of that. You understand? Well, at least that's my opinion. That part there is my opinion.
Yeah, because like my boss always come at me. Like see me and names and numbers from National. I don't remember everything at all. He said, boy, you remember a million scriptures and you can remember one measurement I tell you.
So that's important.
So I remember time I talked to Tajir, I was in that conversation 5 different times I asked some question. Because as you say, it's very important, but you apply your mind to it, you find something that you love. So you apply your mind to it.
No, take on.
You apply your mind to it.
Yeah, you love good for one thing.
In scripture say, your first love is your first love. And our desire is to do whether you are Shem or Shai. And we know that with zeal we coming out of here.
When the discipline goes towards the scripture, because
hey, because what the scripture say, the law was our schoolmaster to bring us unto Yahushua. So that we know we have to, when you look up the schoolmaster, they say the ancient Greeks and Romans used to have schoolmasters watching over the young children, especially the boys. And they said these boys wasn't allowed to even go outside without them schoolmasters. Basically they tutoring them how to come to our level. And that is the scripture just bringing us to our level.
Oh, just one word, just before we continue, one word that I wanted to use was school is a recruitment. Recruitment, go ahead.
Hey, the word school actually means leisure. So you're supposed to be going there just having a good time.
Well, I'm vexed I didn't have more sex when I was in school.
No, literally, look up the etymology for the word school. It actually means leisure. Leisure is just relaxation.
And the word education go back to what? Train up animals. We checked up the etymology. It means to train up animals. Yeah.
Now he saw doing his son doesn't really have nothing in school, you know. We making his son money.
So go to the school. I watched this video where that guy said that a school is nonsense. And he's a billionaire owning his own business. He said that he never went to school. He can own his own business at your life. Well, he haven't made it, but still.
Yeah.
All you need to know is ABC 1, 2, 3 and how to put this there, how to put that there.
So like yeah, this is Dr. Sevi. He never went to school, he didn't like school. And guess what? He became a doctor. He had his doctorate. He was an engineer. Because it's not about all that fuckery.
Yeah.
It's really not about that fuckery.
Just growing up the advertisements they will put, stay in school or you become a fool. They keep putting them in your head.
Yeah.
So now you want to become a fool, so let me go to school.
Hey, well, you watch. I could have never pay attention in school. I could have never learned. I could have never learned. I can't learn nothing. On my exam, I just used to guess answer that. I telling you, I just used to. Alright, this one is A, this one is B. I guess everything right through. Yeah. Yeah.
And when you put a views in the money book, you read backwards.
I
and you put us a say, no what? This look like A.
Yeah.
And it look like B.
Yeah. I do so. Close my do so. Alright, see. Yeah.
And I know a man who used to go to school. And the point of they get any multiple choice paper first, answer shit, and then after, they will get the question paper.
Yeah.
Eventually answer shit before you get the question paper.
So you just color it. He color it in the exam then. That's shaded.
That's me.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just put, sometimes they just put C because C. Because I think sometimes C does the majority of the answer.
And that, I passed the exam though. I passed the exam though. I literally passed the exam by guessing though.
Yeah.
School is a fool. School is a fool. I passed the exam by guessing.
Yeah. If you see the house in the camera, everything, driving Mercedes, Benz and things, right? And tell me, he come out of school with little or no passes, biggest house up like with pool and thing in the back. You understand? And what kind of school he never had, no school education, too big of trial, he had and thing. Driving big Mercedes, Benz and don't walk out. Can't.
Speak up louder.
Reincarnate, projecting the simple truth, the brother state, it is what much of a Rothschild. They're being born in money. So they keep doing the things that themselves.
They live like heroes.
Yeah, because they know, right? Their children go inherit their money.
That they will come back.
Children will inherit their money. And their children don't know yet. Scripture tell you that spirit is coming from every 2-4 generation. So they know they're coming back, they will be born back into the money. That's why they believe in inbreeding also. They keep it in the family now.
So like yeah, that's the spirit because this morning I did a video like about 4:30 or 5 o'clock. Because like I was up going through the news, going through BBC, and one of the Lord Rothschilds, I think it's David, he was on there because they had this big thing about the Balfour Declaration, like it's some anniversary of it now, and if whatever they was breaking down like why they went to them, the Rothschilds, with the declaration, why England went to them now. You understand? And I was breaking it down. I didn't get the whole thing because that was night the television, but I went on BBC to get the article, was to post it up. I ended up getting a little bit about it, but it was basically showing you, they were showing you the inbreeding. This cousin and that cousin and this thing and Uncle Wilfred and all this kind of shit. Because Wilfred was the one who received, Lord Wilfred or whatever his name, or William received the Balfour Declaration. Yeah.
No, like close family. They believe in close family.
Cousins, first cousins. They was fucking first cousins and shit.
That's how they believe in close to make sure, because as a show reincarnation, they make it sure, hey, it stay right here. You don't come out in that bubble. If you look, if you don't research on the royal family, you jump into the England, Queen Bitch of England. You understand? Like, when it's called Slasher, Jack the Ripper.
Yeah.
You know, Jack the Ripper was number one man. Was a group of men who was actually working for the royal family. And like the secrets, there is to make sure the secrets don't come out. And what it's saying is that was majority of Jack the Ripper's victims was women. I think one of the princesses like who had sex with her, they make sure, hey, I think they get one of them pregnant. Something like that, but they kill the child. They actually make sure the child, something like that, but they make sure the child don't go related to this family. It's still outside. Something like that.
Yeah, you know there was a movie, I can't remember the name of the movie, but this fella, Jason Statham, he acted in it, right? Where had this guy from Trinidad. It was a true story, because the thing that happened in the movie was actually in Christina Gardens in Arima. Where one of the royal family, a princess or whatever, she came to Trinidad to have sex with a Negro man. And this Trinidadian guy, he took pictures, and he was ransoming the fucking royal family for some years, right? He went across there and it was Malachi. He was Malachi, boy. What is his name, boy? Malachi. I can't remember his name. I forget the name of the movie too, boy. Right? But it had a remake of the movie with Jason Statham.
I think I've seen that.
I forget the name of the movie. I'll get right here. Christina Garden off O'Mara Road. They come in Trinidad. No, but hey, he ran something for real long. It was the bang job, I think it was. The bang job, yeah. Because they had different things happening in the movie. The bang job, I think it was. Because what ended up happening is that but it's like when it was like one of England's greatest heists, right? They tunneled from a adjoining building to the bank. They tunneled out underneath, and they break into the vault, and they went into the boxes now. I forget what it's called, them boxes now, boy. When they went into that man box, guess what they get? The safety deposit box. They get the pictures. So you know they went mad to kill everybody, and there'd been a whole setup scene. I'll get the name. I had a movie on my fucking PS3.
But the first one was better.
The original. I didn't get the original.
That was the purpose of the so-called Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper was to kill. Well, that's what it come out in that movie. They was working with the royal family, and like the police didn't know about them because it was a whole. You started to see the corruption. They started to see the secret, this and the other now, boy. Who was hired and who was in the shadows.
I think they were saying with Scotland Yard, I think that like certain people behind Scotland Yard, they know who was because that way they used to get away.
Yeah.
But you never catch them.
Yeah.
Because they know they was working with the royal family.
I think it was the bang job was the name, but I'll try and get it and send it up for you. But I used to have the copy. That was the one because hey, even when they showed Trinidad looked like fucking Africa. Some the police driving in some fucking Land Rover Discovery with no top, short pants and thing, and wearing green. So they looking like old soldiers, and they're talking like real African. Because the man they killed she and buried she in the backyard.
Yeah. Because if you watch like with all them royal families, used to up in real saucy and thing. Like Albert Pike used to work for them.
Doing MK Ultra and them.
Used to work for them.
Yeah.
You know, different eras.
Yeah. They used to use MK Ultra.
I read the Bible because this fella Albert Pike talk about the 3 World Wars in 1890 something, I believe. The so-called prophecy that you're gonna have 3 World Wars. And 1918 was the first one. I tell you exactly where, how it's gonna happen. It's about 3 World Wars.
And when they do research, them Jews and them, you know, when the Jews rule the world. They in everything now, right? And eventually it's the Jews who caused them wars.
Yeah, World War with Germany in the World War I. When they tell them, hey, anybody you see cross the borders, they're gonna get shoot up. And you lose a tenure. They let loose a tenure go pull with people. So hey, they say, I was watching it the other day, they say, well, how we gonna, I believe I started to go laptop, they say, how we gonna enter into the war? Because that was into the war to enter into the war, how we gonna enter with all people being here is so tight. And they say, well, hey, let the ship go. And they say, when people see that, then people, and they say, I forget how much billions of people sign up for the war that same day. America signed up for the war. Same with World War II. They was actually funding both sides of the war. I think it was the Germans, the plane they was using as a particular oil. Used to fly the jets, and America was the one who was making that patented oil. So they was funding both sides of the war. That war is just money.
Money, yeah.
You understand? War is just money. That's why they're looking forward to World War III, because they want to this movie with Nicolas Cage, God of War. They basically just fund both sides of the war. Get us one guns, get our own guns. You make your money and they kill one another, and that is it. You just go and take the resources after. And that is where war is. War is just money.
Yeah.
That is why Jakes, you Negroes, Hispanics, and who want to build a join in the army. That's what you're wasting your time. You're fighting to actually make the slave owners rich. You ain't fighting for no glory of the country. You understand? You fighting for no glory of the country, making them rich.
And what's that spiritual, like, as the apostle always say, is Rome all over again. Because Rome was fighting all these different wars and they spread itself thin. So if America wanna fight Venezuela for their resources, fight North Korea for their resources, fight the Afghanistan for the poppy, fight Syria for the oil, fight Russia, they're spreading themselves thin.
The scripture call them the unwalled city. They have with the military outside. So you have it's like you have no walls. Now when they show you this movie Red Dawn, look how easy North Korea coming in. You couldn't do nothing. And that's what's going on with America right now. They're gonna be taking it off easy. But really and truly what tries to I really believe Putin all of them in that same one head.
Yeah.
And it's just all to fulfill the will of the most of it, make it look. It's just like politics. One head, but just make it look divided to separate the people. And instead of making it look, get them a show. And instead of get them a show, but really actually on the same head. You understand? Because even if they bring out the proof showing that Donald Trump father is a Russian. You understand? Father is a Russian. So more than though, them could have ties, they could be real good family. Friends sitting up drinking tea and look at these damn jackasses thinking that we do.
Yeah, because Steven Seagal and Putin like that, ring on finger. Steven Seagal and Putin real good.
Steven Seagal?
Yeah.
Dennis Rodman. King John, love it TV Ray to it. You gotta love it TV Ray. Because Dennis Rodman is a flaming. Dennis Rodwoman. You can't even really fuck Rodman. I know if that damn makeup or he fuck you call yourself Rodman and be a faggot. Rodman or you like to Rodman. You understand? And it be some kind of normal shit, Rodman, and you throw out a flaming faggot. Anyways, where that? I want to hear something. Where? Understand? And all we just do now tell you just prophesy. Every time there's one better evidence coming to the constitution concerning the cashless society, concerning the World War III, martial law, we come out here and prophesy. Because we prophesy that we don't see much thing. Until the Lord come and take us out. And that is when no other until the flood. And that is when we're going to go until the flood. You understand? We're out here for the elect sake. Both sides do all things with the elect sake. You understand? And then people out here for where's the blood of Israel? Because the Israel can believe wherever they want. You can believe, you can trust your government until the government crumble, until they have no more government. You could try to make America great again, fight down here in Trinidad, real business. All we're looking to do is establish Israel. That's right. Understand? And when we re-establish Israel, we're going to fuck everything else up. Through spirit and the Lord, Yahweh, Shem, El Shai. Now the Lord say we are 40. But we had the 40 nothing right now. The Lord going to come, the so-called UFOs, the chance to go side and destroy this whole kingdom. And that's what we're waiting for. Right?
We talk about the division, right? You know, them being one head and doing, you know, them differently, right? This is Luke chapter 11, verse 17. But he, knowing their thoughts, said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and the house divided against a house falleth.
Yeah, but if they're so divided, why are them trying to go cashless? Why are them have the same agenda? If they're so divided. Understand? Now the scripture says Satan fight against Satan's kingdom shall not stand.
God.
That's why we should they say we are wise to the wiles of the devil.
Yeah, that's to make it appear like they defend. That time they have the same mind.
Hey, the Most High say he created the spirit time together to fulfill his will.
God.
And then destroy this place. And like what
Hey, so
Lucky they ain't curse or drop down there.
so with that, I want to give all
More
praises
praises to Yahweh, Shem, Shai.
Give double honors to the apostles of greatness to that who rule well. Salutations to the hopeful and sincere elect. Men that had the eyes in their head. Understand that really catching that pushing this truth full 100. And until we meet in the kingdom and say Shalom to the elect.
Shalom.
Shalom. Death to Babylon.
My what?
What that and a wam.
Ta.
Get to America! Get to America! Get to America!